Welcome to Word in Season. I'm often reminded through my own life or that of others that living can often be tough. Maybe life has taken an unexpected turn for you through sudden events. Maybe you are experiencing challenges with health, family issues, work stress or unemployment, disabilities or worries for the future. How often we feel at the end of our ropes or are extremely frustrated with another person's behavior, experience inner turmoil, have harsh words suddenly jump out of our mouths, be very sad and unhappy with our lives or struggle with mental health, lose our temper or be impatient with our spouse, children, family members or work colleagues. Yes, life happens, and as Christians, we are not shielded from its challenges. But God intended and made a way for His children, despite life's challenges, to lead effective, fulfilling, powerful, and rewarding lives. He wants us to live exceptional lives. And by exceptional, we don't necessarily mean accomplishing amazing feats or possessing wealth, be extremely successful or going and seeing exotic places. Leading a really exceptional life beyond imagination comes from recognizing and focusing on what is truly important in life and to God in particular. God our Father has made it clear from the beginning that humans were made as image bearers of God. In other words, we have been made to live out and reflect the nature and character of who God is. The Bible is obviously full of clues on what it is to live the character of God. None more so than in Galatians 5 verse 22 to 23, where Paul gave us a list of qualities of exceptional living, also referred to as the fruit of the Spirit of God. We often skim over this list or got so used to it that we don't even actually stop and think what they really mean, or internalize them, or focus on them daily. Firstly, love. For good reason mentioned as the first fruit, because God is love. Jesus himself regarded love as so important that he summarized the whole law in the Old Testament in loving God and loving your neighbor. No wonder it's been called the single thing that can change the world. Joy. Not happiness because of our circumstances, but an overflowing sense of true joy that bursts forth from within like an overflowing spring of water, despite our circumstances. Peace, the very first words Jesus mentioned when he saw his disciples after his resurrection was, "Peace be with you." It is his will for us to live in peace and to be peacemakers. Patience. It is not the waiting per se that is important, but what we do while we are waiting. Kindness, easy to get along with, being kind. Goodness, looking for opportunities daily to do good to others, often unexpectedly. Gentleness, showing empathy and having a softness, especially in our use of our words. Faithfulness, never giving up on God or anything that He promised. And then lastly, self-control, making the right choices in the moment, despite our feelings. And this fruit often goes along with the rest of the fruit of the Spirit. Being loving, joyous, peaceful, patient, kind, good, gentle, and faithful often takes a lot of self-control in the moment. It's obviously not a complete reflection, but if we live out these 9 qualities in our lives, it should be a good representation of what God intended for what is truly important to Him and for our lives and living exceptional lives. But that seems easier said than done, especially within the context of the challenges of our daily lives. But again, the Word gives us clear direction on how the presence of God's Spirit can be cultivated in our lives in order to overflow with His Spirit and His fruit. Firstly, we don't have to try on our own. If we give our lives to Christ, the Spirit lives in us and overflows from within us. In John 14 verse 18, Jesus said that He will not leave us as orphans. He will be with us through His Spirit. Secondly, linked to this, Jeremiah 1 verse 5 to 8 says that we should not turn from God and rely on human strength, but trust in God. Those people who live like this will be like trees growing beside a stream, trees with roots that reach down to the water and with leaves that are always green. They bear fruit every year and are never worried by a lack of rain. In Psalm 1 verse 1 and 2, he takes it further by saying, "Blessed are those people who delight in the teaching of the Lord and thinks about it day and night. They are like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season and whose leaf does not wither." We also read in James 4 verse 7 to 8 that we should submit to God, coming near to Him. We should also purify our hearts and resist the devil so that he can flee from us. God wants us to live exceptional lives by being image bearers, living out His character. Let's trust Him to help surrender daily to His Spirit, leading our every step, word and action, despite life's challenges.